PSLE is coming. Can you solve this 2020 PSLE math question? And the question goes, Cassie hung some identical rings vertically as shown. The thickness of each ring was 1 centimeter. So this is how it looks like when it's combined together. So there are two parts to this question. Part A is, what was the distance from the top of the first ring to the bottom of the fourth ring? And then part B over here will then be the distance from the top of the first ring to the bottom is 190 8 centimeters. How many rings did Cassie hang all together? So let's go through part A. So in this case, we want to get the distance from the first to the fourth ring. So we know that one ring over here, the distance is 9 centimeters. But what about this distance from the first to the second? So in this case, we will just zoom it in. So we have 9 centimeters. And we also know that the thickness of each ring is 1 centimeter. So you think it's like 9 minus 1? You're almost there. So you need to have another 1 centimeter. So that leaves us with this empty part with the thickness of the ring, which will give us 7 centimeters. So that means over here, the total, we will have the first ring will be 9, second will be 7, the third one will be 7, and the last one will be 7. So therefore, the distance from the first to the fourth, it's basically 9 plus 7 and 7 and 7, and this will give us 30. All right, so now we know part A, then we'll go to part B. The distance from the top to the bottom is 198 centimeters. So we want to find the number of rings Cassie hang all together. So the thing is that we know that the distance for two rings, since we know the first one is always 9 and the second one is 7, this will be 16. What about three rings? Think pretty straightforward. 9, 7, and 7, this is 23. And then last one, the total distance for four rings would then be equal to 9 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, and this gives us 30. So from here, can you see a pattern? So you might see, okay, the first one, total distance for four rings is 9 plus 3 times 7. What about the three rings? 9 plus 2 times 7. And for two rings, 9 plus 1 times 7. So in this case, the pattern will then be the number of rings minus 1 multiplied by 7. So in this case, 9 plus bracket 4 minus 1 times 7. Then this will be 9 plus bracket 3 minus 1 times 7. And the last one for two rings will be 9 plus bracket 2 minus 1 times 7. So that the distance for, in this case, 1 unit of rings, which we are looking for, will then be equal to 9 plus bracket 1 units minus 1 bracket times 7. So the thing is, we know the distance of the rings, so it is 198. And then we'll just equal to 9 plus bracket 1 units minus 1 times 7. And then if you were to just go through all of the different workings, and this will leave us with 1 unit is equal to 28. And that's how you solve this PSLE math question.